So next is jump statement in Java. Our third control flow statement in Java. Java is jump statement. Statements are loops perform a set of operations continually until the control variable will not satisfy the condition. Um, and then if a user want to break a loop when condition satisfies, then Java give a permission to jump from one statement to end of the loop or beginning of the loop. So if you want to come out of the loop, you can use break keyword, which is going to come out of the loop or terminate the loop. And in some cases, continue keyword also used for skipping the current iteration and continuing the loop. So here the break and continue are the two jump statements available in Java. We'll see it one by one. Break statement. So break statement in Java has the following usages. So one is when a break statement is encountered inside the loop is immediately terminated. It comes out of the loop and the program control resumes at the next statement after the loop, which means it is coming out of the loop. That is what called as a break statement. It can be used to terminate a case in a switch statement. As we seen in the switch block, if you are putting break means it is going to be the end of the particular switch case. So that is what the break statement, keyword break and semicolon. So if you are using break statement inside the loop, it is going to execute, it is going to check the condition. Sorry, forget about the condition. So whenever this program is encountering the break keyword, it is going to terminate the current iterating or loop. That is what here I am trying to say. Here X is having some for loop I am having. Inside the for loop, whenever X reaches 30, I am giving break condition, which means X is maybe getting incremented or decremented, some operation is going on. Whenever the value of X reaches 30, it terminates the loop and coming out of the loop. That is what the break statement. Flow of break statement. So condition will be checked. If the condition is true means it is executing the code block inside the loop. So whenever the break is encountered, it is terminate the loop and coming out of the loop and started executing the next line after the loop. That is what the break statement is doing. And we will see an example. We will easily understand how the break statement is working. So here I am having a for loop for int I equal to 1 to 10, which means I value starts from 1 and it goes up to 10. So that is what the for loop is. So inside the for loop, whenever I reaches 5, I am putting one condition, logical condition, expression. If this expression evaluates true, which means whenever I is every time getting incremented, whenever I gets incremented, it checks whether I is equal to 5. So after encountering I is equal to 5, so the loop will be terminated by the keyword break, which means the for loop will be terminated. It comes out of the for loop and display the started executing the next statement. That is what the break statement. So which means I maybe goes 1 2 3 4 5, it goes up to 4. When it reaches 5, it is going to be terminated or exited from the loop. That is what. So while I am printing 4 up to 4, I equal to 1 2 3 4 is printed. While I reaches 5, it comes out of the loop. So it comes over here, which means it won't display the value of I after 4. That is what the break statement terminates the loop. Whenever it is having the keyword break, it comes out of the loop. Next is continue statement. So continue also a kind of a jump statement. So here it is going to skip the current iteration. That is what the continue statements usage. It continues the keyword causes the control to immediately jump to the update statement or next statement, which means current iteration will be skipped out. That is what the continue. If the condition reaches 30, it is gives the continue or skips the current iteration. That is what the continue statement. We'll see an example. We'll easily understand that. If the condition, I will be checking condition. If the condition true means execute the statement, and if it continue is encountered, skips the current iteration and checks the condition, which means the loop is iterating by skipping the current execution. That is what the continue. So as long as the test condition is true, this is going to be happening. otherwise it is coming out of the loop. So that is what the continue. We'll see an example, we'll easily understand how the continue works on. Have this for loop for I equal to 1, I less than equal to 5, I plus the same for loop. So I goes from 1 to 5, which means I gets initial value 1. The for each time I is getting incremented, starts from 1, 2, 3, 4, it goes up to 5. So inside the loop, whenever I gets value of 3, in that case I'm using the continue keyword, which means the current iteration of the loop will be skipped, which means third iteration will be skipped. That is what simply I can say. The third iteration will be skipped. I equal to 1 executed successfully, I equal to executed successfully. Whenever I is getting 3, so it is there is a keyword called continue, so that third iteration will be skipped and goes for the next iteration. I gets incremented once, I equal to 4. So I equal to 4 means it won't come over here. So I4 will be displayed, I5 will be displayed. So that, see the output, I equal to 3 alone skipped out. So current iteration will be skipped out by using the continue statement. So the break and continue are the jump statement, which is going to change the iteration, maybe skipping the iteration or terminating the looping. So that is what the control flow of Java. And last one is return statement. In generally, return statements are used to return the value to the calling function. So inside the function only mostly we are using the return statement, return keyword or return value. So that return value is returning some value to the calling function. So it is a keyword or a stored word. So see here, here I am having a method. So inside the method a number of statements will be there. So finally returns this expression, which means it evaluates this expression and gives the result to the calling function. Any function which calls this my method function, and that is going to be have this resultant value of 5 plus x. That is what the return statement. So example of return statement. So in a public static void main, so this is my method. In a public static void main, I am calling the my method while passing 3 as a value. So 3 is given over there, 5 plus 3 is 8, it will be returned to the system.out.println. So here only I call the function, that will be output will be 8. So that's what will be the return statement. So with that we are finishing the control statements in Java, right? Selection statement, iteration or looping statement, and finally the jump statement. So 3 types of control statements in Java.